Thank you for choosing the WHBabyGrand Euphoria Pro by BelleMa. Today we're going to show you how to use your breast pump and all the exciting features that are available on this breast pump that are a little different from our WHBaby that you may have seen before. So today we're going to show you all the benefits on your WHBabyGrand. You'll get 2 complete sets of your setups here. You're going to get 2 feeding nipples. You're going to get 2 bottle adapters that go with it as well. You get your power supply, and we're going to get your 2 adapter hoses, and it also comes with some additional fittings, so if something happens and you need new fitting pieces, you'll have 2 extra of those. We're going to start out with your actual flange setup here. So you've got your base stands here that are available that come with each one, so that when you put these in there they don't fall over if you set them on the table. One great feature about the WHBabyGrand is this is a closed system breast pump, which means when you pump, your breast milk goes straight from your breast into the bottle without any exposure to air or contaminations, and it does not get into the hoses. With that being said, you're going to gently take the top off here, and you can set this off to the side without having to wash it or take care of it later. On the very top is your diaphragm. This one's a little different than we previously have. It's a little flat one, so you're going to take it out and you're going to wash the bottom of it off and let it air dry. With the new WHBabyGrand, the inside piece is different compared to your Medillas and our WHBaby. You're going to gently pull the bottom of this out, and this is going to disconnect from the bottom of the flange. You're going to squeeze in the top part of your flange here, and you're going to pull this out. And you have a one-piece setup, which means you don't have to worry about having a membrane on there and the valve flap to worry about cleaning. So you can actually see everything that needs to be cleaned at one time. So you can just gently squeeze this, run it underneath the hot water, run your bottle burst through it. So if you have any milk buildup, you can clean that out, as well as into the inside of your flange here. Assembly is super easy. You're just going to place this back into the flange area. You're going to go back into the bottom, grab it, pull it in, and then you're gently going to insert the bottom piece of the flange onto the hard plastic area. Then it's adapted into it, and then you're going to gently run your finger around the top of your flange, and you're now sealed in and ready to reuse it again. This flange measures at a 25 millimeter. If you need a smaller or larger size, you'll need to refer to your goodie bag that has your tips and tricks on how to measure for proper flange size. If you need additional one, they're $14. We have a 21 millimeter, and we also have a 29 millimeter. Again, please refer to your flange measuring to make sure that you measure properly, to make sure that you're pumping correctly without any injury to your areola or nipple area. You're gently going to just put this back on and screw it back onto it. Your diaphragm's gently going to place right into the top of it. You're going to be able to put your top piece on. It's very similar to our other one. You can put it at any direction and be able to pump all 4 directions around your pump, so that you can, depending on how you're sitting, you can have that set up. Now we're going to move over to your actual pump, the motor itself. This one actually has a built-in battery supply, so on the bottom of your pump is an on-off switch for the backup battery. So this is if you're in the car, you're going to work, you just gently pop that on or slide the switch over to on. It's going to beep at you. You'll hit your power button and it's going to turn on for you. This is very similar to our WHBaby. Here you've got your battery backup on here. It does come with the wall plug, so if you don't need your battery backup, once you charge it, it's good for 2 hours. So if you're going out of town, going to grandma's, you can just take it with you and not have to worry about taking the power supply. But you will want to be able to just plug it into the wall. Just like our WHBaby, on the end you do have a right and a left motor. This pump actually has 2 independent motors, which allows you to do a lot of great features with this pump that you can't do with any other pump. So we're going to turn it back on. This pump here, we've already kind of played with it a little bit. Let me readjust it real quick. We're going to start out in expression mode, which is going to be a lighter suction, which you'll be able to tell by your little droplets here, so that we're in the expression mode. It says we're doing the right and the left at the same time. You do have 9 levels of suction, so as you increase your suction levels, you'll be able to see it on your digital screen here. If you don't need your stimulation mode, you'll just press your second button and it will take you into expression mode, because your stimulation mode will turn off after 2 minutes, just as it was previously done on the other pumps. The good thing about this pump is you do have the ability to do just the left side, just the right side, and back to double. And if a lot of our moms ask why we would want to do that, there's a lot of great features to this. One is if you are breastfeeding and your baby prefers one side over the other, then you'll be able to adjust that left side that they don't eat on as much to a higher suction level. And then when you go back to double pumping, you're actually pumping at 2 different levels at one time, which is a great feature. So it keeps your milk production equal and balanced, and it keeps you from being off kilter and unbalanced when you're looking at how much milk production you have. Another great feature with having the left, right, and double is if you're breastfeeding and the one side starts leaking during breastfeeding, once you turn this on, you can just turn on the left side, pick up that one, and be able to pump with just one side and catch that milk, because we all know that the liquid gold milk is very valuable in our world. A lot of our moms like to also take, because there's a left and a right, we like to sometimes take a Sharpie and mark left and right, so at 2 a.m. you know which one is plugged into the left side and which one's plugged into the right side. We haven't done it to this one yet, but again, I would always just take a Sharpie and mark one so you know what's the left side. You could just put a line there or put an L, whichever works best for you. The great thing about this one is you can actually hear it pumping when we actually have it in there. You can kind of look in here and see that the diaphragm's pumping. It looks like a little heartbeat as well, just like our previous one on the WHBaby. With the WHBabyGrand, you have less chance of losing suction because of having additional parts, because everything's a lot easier and simple. This makes it a lot easier for you to pump and put assembly back together. This one also has more of a natural mimic of the natural breastfeeding process, so that it feels more like the baby is actually breastfeeding. And it should be less abrasive on your breast when you're pumping, which is another great feature with this one. Another great feature that we talked about a minute ago is this adapter ring, because all you moms know that all of your friends tell you that they all have the best bottles out there in the world. So if you have other bottles that besides the WHBaby, since this is a little fat neck one, you just take the adapter ring, screw it right into the base of this, and then we can put it on any small neck bottle, Medela, Lambton, Dr. Brown. Some of the Tommy Tipsy's work as well, but not all of them. Any of the different bottles out there, you should be able to use the adapter ring onto, just to be able to screw onto it and pump into it. The cap also works as a cap on ours. So if you pump into it and you're traveling, you put the top on, throw it back in the cooler bag. That comes with your breast pump, because this one actually has a backpack and it does have a built-in cooler bag. You'll be able to just throw them in there and keep them cold till you get to your next destination. Your pump also comes with 2 newborn slow feeding nipples. Now this is up to you as to whether or not you use these, but we like to recommend that you stick with something small and natural that looks like your natural breast, so the baby latches onto this just as they do to you when they're breastfeeding. The longer the nipple is, the less work the baby has to do to latching on, so they get kind of lazy and then they'll not want to breastfeed as well. So whether you use this one or you stick with any other brand, we always say just recommend that you use something that's more like your natural breast. We hope that our video has been informative for you. Of course, as always, if you have any questions, problems, or concerns, please call us, and we're here to answer your questions. Your pump does have a 1-year warranty, so if something happens to your pump that you bought from Women's Health Boutique, you can take it back to any of the Women's Health Boutique stores, and we will make sure that we look at it, fix it, replace it, adjust it, whatever we need to do. Make sure that you're happy with the pump that you receive from us, and that you're not going more than 24 hours without being able to breastfeed, because it's very important that you're pumping every 2 to 3 hours and you're taking care of yourself as well as your baby. So again, thank you for buying the WHBabyGrand Euphoria Pro from BelleMa, and we look forward to seeing you in our store soon or coming back for your next baby. Thank you and have a blessed day.